Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? Welcome. Uh, I guess the channel neither nor what I'm doing has had a good fair introduction. So I'm gonna give you an introduction about myself, what happened, what helps, and then what's next, going into the future. And along the way, I'm gonna explain some of the things that I'm going through and some things that I had, on the mental health side. So take a ride with me. We getting ready to get into, some personal stuff, and I hope you enjoy. The summer of 1982, I was going to junior high school. The next school year, I started to realize that I was different, and the way I thought and what I was hearing didn't match. And because I was not a follower, I started to have a hard time socially. I seemed to have a lot of energy, couldn't sit still, and I was very hypervigilant. In 1986-87, after being picked up for cutting school, I was sent to the office to see my counselor, Miss Sweat. Miss Sweat was a very significant figure in my life because she was a counselor. She was a black woman, and I had the nerve at the time to not like her and not stand her. It wasn't later on in life that I realized that that was a blessing. The summer of 1982, I was going to junior high school that next school year. I started school and I realized that I was different in the way I thought and what I was hearing didn't match. Because I was not a follower, I started to have a hard time socially. I seemed to have a lot of energy, couldn't sit still, and very hypervigilant. In 1986-87, after being picked up for cutting school, I was sent to the office to see my counselor, Miss Sweat. Miss Sweat was significant in me getting help at the time. I could not stand her. She was very instrumental in me getting diagnosed with having anxiety and depression. Today I have a higher appreciation for her. She believed in me, and she was one of the individuals who gave me courage to be here today. Over the years, I have a real appreciation for her dedication to her students. I was too young to accept that I needed some help. I did change over time because I started using alcohol instead of medication. And it's hard to explain the effect you have on your family and friends when you have an addiction and a mental health issue. My appreciation for my family and friends who believed in me and stuck by me, I understood that I could not do it alone. I refused to accept that I needed help with my mental health, and I continued down a path of my own perception and thought of thinking, which kept me in my addiction. What helps? Well, I have anxiety and I can't sit still. I could still hear my mother say, "Why are you just standing in the kitchen?" when she was cooking, talking about sit down. And as I got older, it didn't change. I started playing sports at 6 years old. So any anxiety I had was gone. I didn't understand as I got older and I was allowed more freedoms. I stopped playing sports, and so went my outlet to get out some of this nervous energy. I didn't manage it until I stopped drinking in 2005. I have about 19 years sober and 19 years worth of confidence building, self-worth. I matter, and what I do, I need to feel comfortable in my own skin. Some of the things I do that helps is I have a dog, Champion. We call him Champ. He's 3 years old. He is a Aussie Terrier mix. I play with him to release some steam. I'm an artist. I paint to manage my anxiety. I play video games. I found this to be an excellent outlet for me. So in a nutshell, I need to keep busy in a positive way. Also, you need a support system. Sean Wade from Argosy University, Felton Training and Special Projects Coordinator, really embraced me for who I am and counseled me into getting a bachelor's degree in psychology. Life Skills TTP, the turning point, is a big inspiration for me. Simone Bagato, peer program manager, volunteer coordinator for NAMI. She was very instrumental in me being in the NAMI family. All of these are equally important and is my support system in managing my mental health. In 1993, I was on antidepressants. I can't really evaluate what my experience was like because I really never gave it a chance. I was still drinking, and so I was asleep most of the time. If I needed to seek that type of assistance now, I won't hesitate. I won't hesitate. What's next? As I reflect on my journey, growth is ongoing, and I understand there will be new moments of time where I might not feel well. I can't ponder and fester on negative things. I believe he who controls the past controls the future. I was holding on to negative situations that was causing me to procrastinate. I was unable to organize myself to complete my goals and dreams in the beginning as I started to get support. I realized in a session with my therapist that it was clear. I am obsessive compulsive, OCD. And in that moment of my life, it started to make sense. My whole focus was on how I was going to stop drinking. Drinking was just one of my issues. What I mean by that is, it was the very first time I was willing to take responsibility for my behavior. I started to understand that moderation is good. I started to understand that I could not overdo anything. When I did, it showed me the consequences. I stopped drinking in 2005, and my new addiction was food. So much so I tried my best to be 300 pounds. I had a new problem, OCD, and all I did was substitute one for the other. I was understanding I needed to stay busy. I started going over all the things I wanted to accomplish. I started setting short, medium, and long-term goals. The first was to go back to school. I went back to school. That was my first thing. I got my bachelor's degree in psychology. The second was to never drink again, and I haven't done that. In 2019, I lost my younger sister and best friend, who also suffered from mental health issues. This is a significant moment in my life. I lost my best friend, and it was easy for me to use her as an excuse to start drinking again. Instead, I used it as motivation. I always wanted my own business, so I started Life Skills TTP, the turning point. This website helps individuals who've had some trouble in their life have access to resources like Social Security card, birth certificate, ID, and driver's license. NAMI is awesome. They have embraced me. The best decision I made was saying yes to being a peer-to-peer participant. I really enjoyed that class. And in January, we're doing another peer-to-peer 8-week training course. Look, all you got to do is look it up on NAMI. I will be teaching that class. And come on down. This is John from Life Skills TTP, signing off.